In the jungles of Frutalia, a scream echoes every full moon. A scream that goes, W-A! W-A-A! W-A-A.
And if that sound gives you chills, well, you're about to find out why. Welcome, everyone. This is going to be a deep dive unlike any we've tackled before, I think.
Yeah, today we're jumping headfirst into this really wild story called the Uchi 6, Frutalia's Primal Peel Curse. Our goal really is to unpack this bizarre narrative. It starts in, an ancient jungle, deals with forbidden unions, and somehow connects to a viral thing happening now. But the bigger picture we're exploring is how reality itself might feel like it's, unraveling, maybe influenced by just a sound.
And the sources we've dug into for this are pretty unique. We're talking everything from really old legends passed down orally, to, and I still can't quite believe this, a crumpled cassette tape found recently in a thrift store in Naples.
A cassette. In Naples. I mean, how does that specific thing connect back to this ancient, almost magical curse?
It's more than just where it was found, right? To really get how this old magic could kind of infect our modern digital world, we need to go back. Exactly. Back to the beginning. Ancient Frutalia.
So before TikTok, before all the constant noise of today.
Right. The sources describe Frutalia back then as this silent jungle realm, mostly hidden.
It's almost peaceful. And it was home to the Order of the Primal Peel. These ancient fruit spirits.
Guardians of nature's harmony. Each fruit apparently had its own spirit, its own guardian role.
Harmony. What was so crucial about that? Why did it matter so much to them?
Well, the lore paints it as fundamental. Like the actual fabric of their reality depended on this balance. And you know how these stories go. Something eventually disrupts that harmony. But it wasn't some big war. It was, a birth.
A single birth.
Yeah, the origin of this figure named Benanini.
Okay, so we have this balanced, hidden world.
Right.
And then Benani arrives. What happened? What broke things?
He's described as a hybrid who was never meant to exist, born under this really rare eclipse event, something called the banana moon and the chimpanzee star cluster aligning. It's like the cosmos itself was saying, nope.
And his parents. Also not your typical jungle residents, I'm guessing?
Not at all. His mother was a golden Cavendish priestess.
Yeah.
So from the fruit spirit side. But she fell for Zanzu. And Zanzu, he was this mischievous, green-furred chimpanzee trickster demigod.
The one who supposedly turned a mango into a time machine.
That's the one, a time-traveling mango. Just it highlights Zanzu's chaotic nature,
Yeah.
Bending reality.
So the result of this forbidden union...
Yeah, chimpanzini benini. Half fruit, half primate. And the legends insist, entirely cursed.
So this cursed being... isolated, shunned. What was his communication like? The thing that made him so different?
Well, right from the start, it was just odd. A really strained kind of musical language. The sources call it a chaotic mix of ancient Frutalian, actual baboon grunts, and operatic nonsense.
Operatic nonsense.
Yeah, they called it lingua uchibata, the lost language of unripe prophets.
And he'd just wander around shouting his name, chimpanzini, banani, wah, 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 bananichi, monkey, monkey, monkey,
Yeah, exactly. Imagine hearing that echoing through the jungle.
No wonder everyone reacted poorly. The sources say creatures laughed, trees cringed, even the strawberrini wouldn't share lunch with them, just profound loneliness.
But, and this is key, his isolation hid this really deep, unsettling power. Deep down, Benani possessed something called the sound of your fear.
The sound of your fear? Okay, that doesn't sound good.
No. It wasn't just a scary noise. It was a specific melody. And if he sang it right, it could apparently peel back the layers of your subconscious.
Peel back. Subconscious layers. What does that actually mean? Like, psychologically? Or literally?
The lore suggests it's psychological. A total unraveling. Think about your deepest anxieties, your worst fears, suddenly dragged out into the open. Vivid. Unavoidable.
Okay, that's terrifying. Stripping away all your mental defenses.
Right. And what's so interesting is that the very thing that made him an outcast, his unique voice, was also the source of this really potent hidden power. It kind of makes you think, doesn't it? How things we see as abnormal might hold some kind of scary potential.
A very chilling thought. But you said he wasn't alone forever. Other cursed hybrids started showing up.
That's right. As he got older, these other figures began to emerge, almost like he drew them out.
And they formed this group, the Uchi 6.
Exactly. And they were quite the collection of characters, each one really peculiar.
Yeah, the list is wild. Kokosini, a warlord in coconut armor who only spoke in riddles.
And Ananasini, the pineapple monk, who floated 3 inches off the ground.
Floating. What does that say about the curse? Is it just physical changes, or does it grant these weird abilities too?
It seems like a total distortion of what they originally were, twisting their fruit nature into something else entirely, granting these odd abilities and traits.
And some were definitely dangerous. Cactusini. Fatal hugs. That's direct.
Very. And Strawberrini, described as a seductive assassin for something called the Berry Syndicate.
And then there's Grappolini, the fermented oracle. It says he'd seen the end of everything twice. Twice.
Yeah.
What does that imply?
Good question. Maybe it suggests that catastrophes in Frutalia are cyclical, or that time works differently there. He seems to have this unique perspective on doom, basically.
And the lore ties them all together. Their destinies carved into the world melon.
Yeah, the sacred fruit supposedly buried deep under the jungle.
And, crucially, only Benanini's voice could unlock it. The same voice that isolated him.
Right. His curse becomes the key. It's a classic setup, tying his personal burden to this big collective destiny.
Which leads us, somehow, to the modern day, March 2025.
Exactly. This ancient mythical story suddenly crashes into our world, our digital reality.
It happens when this person, online handle at AlexiPigeon, finds that crumpled cassette tape.
In a Neapolitan thrift store, of all places.
And the label just says, WOI do not play, which of course means...
You're definitely going to play it. It's human nature, isn't it? A classic setup.
So they play it, and what happens?
Well, the source material is very clear. What he unleashed was not just a song. It was a summoning.
A summoning. So not just a forgotten tune, it's like the sound itself had power, activated something.
Precisely. This specific sequence of sounds, rooted in that ancient Frutalia lore, finds a new way to spread digitally, and it triggers something.
And this is where it gets really unnerving. Millions watch this video on TikTok. And as they do, the boundary between Frutalia and Earth starts to peel open. Literally.
That's how the sources describe it. It's a terrifying concept that just a bit of audio shared online could have such a massive reality-bending effect.
Yeah, it really makes you think about how stuff spreads online, how sounds and ideas can get lodged in our heads.
It's a chilling fictional parallel, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Nanini song, that wah wah wah, it apparently infected the TikTok algorithm itself. It became this rhythm of madness, just looping and looping in people's minds.
So this fictional curse, does it offer any insight into like the real power of sound today in our super connected world? How easily our own minds can be influenced online?
I think it does. It's a metaphor, maybe, for how digital content can subtly shape us, almost like a background rhythm we don't consciously notice taking hold.
And the sources warn, with every replay, the jungle sings louder.
Yeah, it's this escalating effect. The more the sound spreads, the stronger the ancient magic becomes, blurring reality for anyone who hears it.
Wow, what a story. From this hidden jungle with fruit spirits and cursed hybrids to a dusty cassette tape in Italy, exploding into a TikTok trend that might actually be tearing a hole in reality.
This is quite a journey.
It really highlights how something totally random, like a sound going viral, could, in this narrative, connect back to something incredibly deep and ancient. It gives you a new lens, maybe, for looking at weird online phenomena.
Absolutely. And it leaves us and leaves you, the listener, with a pretty unsettling question to think about. If a simple song, this ancient rhythm, could theoretically break down boundaries between worlds and infect our minds like this, what other forgotten tunes, what other dormant ideas are just waiting out there, waiting to wake up in our digital age?
And what happens when that jungle, or whatever else is out there, sings loud enough for absolutely everyone to hear?